so they snagged Scott Perry's phone. He's the one that asked for a pardon.
Right.
I believe the speculation on which rat in the bag of rats is it sounds like Smart Meadows is what the speculation is.
Smart
Pedos.
Mark Meadows. Oh my God, really?
Did you really not?
You couldn't crack the code?
I thought we were trying to keep it a secret, like it was our little secret.
Yeah. No, I think that's the rat in the bag of rats that perhaps ratted Trump
That
out.
would make sense.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and Tristan Snell reminds us if Trump thought he was getting away with something by delaying his New York AG deposition because of Ivana's death, he miscalculated. The delay actually works in the AG's favor, as they now also gotten their hands on 36,000 additional documents from Trump's real estate appraiser. Ivana's like, excuse me, I die for nothing?
Pushing Ivana down the stairs did not help.
Why? Murder. I'm just saying. Excuse me.
Do you think that they,
What?
when they cremated her, was she wearing a shirt that said, "My husband's getting deposed and all I got was a stupid cremation"?
Oh, it's going to get burned up anyway.
Excuse me.
Do not play that in a loop. That is just in bad taste today on Trump.
Excuse me.
While he's still
Excuse me.
grieving.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Excuse me.
I wonder if she grabbed him on the way out of Bedminster this morning.
Yeah, just one hand, Carrie style, up out of the grave. Excuse me. Wow. It's, you know what? Today's show, we have Joyce Vance, we have Bob Seska, we have Malcolm Nance, and we have Rude Pundit. And,
I think it's going to explode.
wait, and also Carlos?
We might.
Oh,
Well-
he's filming Reno 911, but we may have Carlos for a segment.
For a phone call.
That's a big show.
And I'm assuming that Malcolm is still available.
Malcolm Nance is confirmed as much as you can be in a war zone.
Yes.
Fighting to save democracy
Sure.
around the world. There's always that caveat.
And
Yes.
people who only listen on Wednesdays in Hour 3 are going to hear the Rude Pundit for the first time.
I know. He's been on
They're
vacation.
in for a special surprise.
You're in for a little wake me up.
Uh-huh.
That's usually what wakes us up Monday mornings.
Yeah.
The first hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
You haven't lived until you've had an F-bomb thrown in your face at 6:30 in the morning.
Okay. Our friend Noel Kassler says, if you look at the discourse that's coming from the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene, it's really quite stunning just how debased GOP has become in service of an ideology based on hate and lawlessness. It's the rhetorical equivalent of a face tattoo. They have given up on ever being normal again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, this is the Law and Order Party?
Yep.
They've thrown in 100% with this crook not even knowing what's and by the way, he would just produce the warrant if this were such a witch
That's
hunt.
right.
Yeah.
Produce the warrant if this is such an unfair prosecution. Of course he won't.
Oh, they're
right?
saying this morning that they're not going to produce it. It's
Of
up to the
course not.
DOJ.
Yes.
They're trying to put on the DOJ. No.
Right.
Buddy.
Right. Yeah. Of course not. That's what it'd be easy to go if you. This is such a unfair prosecution.
It's like he has a chorus of chickens backing him up.
Trump has arrived, everybody.
Oh.
Just looking at Trump has arrived at the New York Attorney General's office
Okay, we can't play
to be
by play
questioned
this.
under oath about his real estate dealings. Pardon me?
We cannot play by play this because we are not going to know what happens
Right.
during the
Right.
deposition.
I'm just saying he's arriving.
Is there a wet spot
And
right
you know,
now?
they used the same helicopter that was used.
What did you say?
Is there a wet spot right now?
What are you talking about?
Got excited over that. Trump arriving for his deposition.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Okay. They used the same helicopter they used in.
In Operation Dumbo Drop.
Yes.
Starring Dennis Leary.
Right. To get him in from where was he? Bedminster?
Yes.
Okay. See, you don't even listen to my jokes and then react like a human. You're so interested in getting to your joke, in your dirty little jokes.
That
you
was
think I don't-
filthy, Travis.
Yeah, that was.
But you hadn't started a joke.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying.
It was in her head.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Don't make a dirty joke about that.
I-
Rachel Bittecofer says soon we'll be able to figure out who's cooperating based on whose phones get seized. That's funny. Mark Meadows' phone hasn't been seized yet, has
Not
it?
yet.
Oh, that's an interesting.
We're using sound-alikes. Smart Pedos.
Smart Pedo's phone has not been seized. Mm-hmm. Nor has Tat Kickaloni.
That was weak.
All right. I didn't have time to think about that. Yes, and I love last night. Call to Activism tweeted, Dear MAGA lawmakers, even if you delete your texts tonight, the FBI can recover them. Have a nice night. I was literally thinking about that. Because I thought, how many of them are like, how do you wipe a phone? Can I wipe this? And that'll be even more evidence of obstruction if they tried to wipe their phones after Scott Perry's phone got seized. Oh, it's such a glorious day. Isn't it a glorious day?
Do you think Marjorie Three Toes is trying to do it with her feet?
Exactly. Just
How do I do this?
Right. Do you think she has foot recognition instead of facial recognition just because it's easier?
She used her print
Yeah.
from her big toe
Right.
Yeah.
as
Right.
the unlock button.
Right. Mueller, she wrote, Allison, with our some thoughts, as usual. She said, did you know that on at least 5 occasions, Representative Scott Perry, who just has his phone seized by the FBI, texted Meadows, there's that name again, to move their chat to Signal. Like you do when you're not doing anything wrong. Move it to an encrypted app that no one could... This seems like it might be connected to the documents probe, but there are so many possible crimes, it's impossible to tell. That's how you know you've really got a criminal administrator. Took us the first hour to be like, which crime, which jurisdiction, which crooking would this involve? Because they're thinking Scott Perry, obviously, January 6th, but Mar-a-Lago is more the classified documents. But who knows what else? Allison says, what do Scott Perry and Trump's trouble with the National Archives have in common, though? Mark Meadows. There's that name again.
Yeah.
Meadows was a NARA rep for Donald, and he was incinerating documents after meeting with Perry. As you do when you're completely innocent of any wrongdoing.
Well, yes.
Okay. Duty to warn. First one I heard it from. DOJ has confiscated the phone of GOP lawmaker Scott Perry pursuant to a new search warrant. Perry is a Trumper, an election denier, was known to have asked for a pardon. He was involved in trying to install Jeffrey Clark at the head of the DOJ. Oh, this is just getting more and more. I have a few things to ask Joyce Vance, and also Malcolm Nance. Once again, this is the title of his book. They want to kill Americans. What they're doing on the right. Give me 25. Sebastian Gorka and the rest of them.
Greetings.
This is exactly what Malcolm has been warning about.
You're just diving the deep end.
Yeah.
Rest assured, this act by the FBI, by Merrick Garland, the DOJ, and the White House that had to approve all of it is a declaration of war against peaceful American citizens. 74 million of them. This is not America. Stay strong, my friends. God bless.
Gorka doesn't seem to realize how high the bar for this sort of thing is.
Yeah, for getting a warrant.
Yeah.
Greetings.
Yeah, well, hello. Do you think that's what they said at Mar-a-Lago? Greetings.
Greetings.
Here's the safe. Can I just say a lot of speculation? Ron Filipowski, who we follow, said, what documents could be so important for Trump to hide that he would risk prison by refusing to turn them over for 9 months? Here's the speculation we've been speculating, but Joe said, would anyone be even the least bit surprised if Mr. America First has been selling our nuclear secrets to the Saudis? What did Jared Kushner get $2 billion for? The mind reels, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This morning?
Hadn't put those two together.
What's that?
Hadn't put those two together.
Yeah, he's such a traitor. You're like, which of our enemies? Russia, Saudi Arabia, both of them? What? Okay. What is in there?
The highest bidder is always the answer with Donald Trump.
Right. Oh, and by the way, I mentioned yesterday about they're all such liars. Like Kash Patel saying, oh, yeah, that stuff was already declassified. Like, oh, yeah, it wasn't changed in the paperwork, but I saw him do it. It's like, oh, my God. Right? And
if it wasn't
on
changed in the paperwork, then it wasn't done.
Right. Norm Eisen. Exactly. That's exactly what they said.
Yeah.
This has to be done.
Exactly.
And I knew they were going to try to do that. Like after the fact, oh, yes, well, he just said it verbally and it was, it's like,
waved
no.
the magic wand.
Right.
There is a specific process that needs to be done in order to declassify information.
Right.
The president can't just wave his hand.
Right.
The process is there for a reason because this is
Protect
very
sources and
very sensitive information.
Right. But that's the problem. You're going to, listen to another Trumpy that was involved, a lying Trumper that was involved in it.
The people in the right-wing media complex are listening to him. They absolutely are.
Oh,
they're taking it as gospel.
Yeah, and I love that they have one. Trump now has taken up the talking point that they may have planted evidence. Again, based on who knows? They may have planted. Nobody was watching. Planted evidence. I'm like, oh, this is how he knows he's.
yeah.
What if you go to that? It means they found stuff, right?
His attorney
they've already
said
gone
that,
to
too.
They planted stuff, meaning they know they've found incriminating information. Now they're trying to get ahead of that with it's extraordinary. I don't and defund the FBI. Who do they suspect are going to arrest everybody that they want to arrest when they think they're going to take power back?
I mean,
That's kind of seems okay. Yes, the 3 leading legal experts debunked the legal defense that Trump had declassified the documents found. Norm Eisen, Asher Rangappa, and Bradley Moss. Yeah, they noted Trump staffer Kash Patel claimed many of the records were declassified by Trump, and sure enough, you knew it was BS when he said it.
Yeah,
he was like, "Oh, yeah, the paperwork." Well, that wasn't, but I heard him say it. That I don't think that's legally. Well, ask Joyce Vance. I don't think that's legally admissible.
No,
shouldn't
be.
Right. Norm said, strictly speaking, even if Trump ordered the declassification of the records verbally or in writing, if Trump did in fact order the declassification, he still needed to make sure his staff took necessary next steps to modify the classification markings on the documents before he could actually handle and store the records as a private citizen as if they were unclassified. Blah, blah, blah. Appropriate government staffers would have needed to cross out the classification warnings in the headers and footers and stamp declassified on the record, noting it when it was declassified, by whom and under what authority. Since that doesn't appear to have been done with the classified documents reportedly identified to date, the documents remain classified and had to be treated as classified for handling and storage purposes. As usual, they lied.
Yeah.
They lied.
Yep.
Right? And it's okay. By the way, again, the amount of evidence you need to get a warrant means these were classified.
Absolutely.
And it's
Yeah.
a national security threat. So, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Skipping down. Evidence that Trump had failed to reveal the full scope of the locations where the government records are being stored, both the NARA and the DOJ, would also meet the heightened intent standard required by Section 2071, which is that the defendant acted willfully. It is so extraordinary how this is everything they accused Hillary of,
Yeah.
but she didn't
That's
do.
what they do.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's the other thing is nobody, even the people that hate her, didn't think she did this deliberately. This is deliberate. This
Yeah.
isn't. This is what was missing there. 18 USC 641, which provides for criminal penalties against anyone who steals, purloins, or knowingly converts to his use or the use of another government property. So we'll talk to Joyce about all that, but there's obviously specific statutes that apply to all of this.
Joyce and her chickens.
From the dope from Mar-a-Lago.